Hari Om. Let's start with the prayer. Om Samasta Jana Kalyani Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsa Chanura Mardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum Tvameva Mata Cha Pitattvameva Tvameva Bandhusya Sakha Tvameva Tvameva Vidya Dravidam Tvameva Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva Tvameva Sarvam Gurudeva Deva. Hari Om. We are discussing about the nature of Brahman, and being is aprameyam, is unknowable. At the same time, we need to know Brahman. So it's not a knowledge that Brahman is an objectifiable entity for me to know. It is initially we talk about Ishvara, and I am a Jiva and Ishvara to be known. It is Sagunopasana. So Karma Yoga, Upasana Yoga, all are valid until my mind is prepared enough. Then I go to enter into the Jnana Yoga. So Karma Yoga involves the invocation of the Lord, which is separate from me. He is Sarvajnaha, Sarvasaktiman, and all this, the Sagunopasana, all that is required at that stage. And for those who are still in the preparatory stage, this is important until the mind is ready to go to the next level, where all this is rejected in a way for only those who prepared mind. So for that not prepared the mind, the Vedanta is not the teaching, because you need to go through the process of the Karma Yoga, and there Ishvara is separate and he is Karma Paradata, and all that has to be, and Sagunopasana. So whenever the argument comes, he is a Nirguna or Saguna, and both are correct from different reference points. Is ring different, bangle different? These are Sagunam, because the qualities of rings are different from qualities of the bangle, and one can keep on arguing, the ring has to be important, ring is real and all that. The reality of the ring is true only at the transactional level, but when I want to know what is the essence because of which the ring came, by which it is sustained and into which it goes back. Yatova imani bhutani jayante yena jatani jivanti yat prayam tavisham visanti tad vijnasasva tat brahmeti. So scripture says, from which the whole universe came, by which it is sustained and into which goes back. That has to be inquired. Inquire means you have to think properly what is that because of which the whole thing, and that is of a higher reality compared to the lower reality. Apareya mitastvanyam prakritim vidhime param. So there is something higher than this. What is this para prakriti? The lower one. Lower is essentially bhumi rapo nalo vayu kham mano buddhi revacha ahankaramiti yamme bhinna prakriti rishtada. This is all part of prakriti. Prakriti is same as Maya. So that includes everything, where all the all the five elements, the bhumi apaha, so therefore the panchabhutas and their products, which includes everything that you are thinking about, that is, which has a form, name and all that. Because nama rupatmikam idam jagat, the whole universe is nothing but names and forms. But up to that point where I cannot think of beyond, therefore I am still in the notion that I am only a jiva, how can I be that and all that. And the question, no, what you are saying is right, continue your upasana until you are mature enough, then only scripture comes to your rescue, says what you are worshipping is not Brahman. But this is not taught to the Karma Yogin. What you there says what you are worshipping is Brahman, because those are upasakas where they invoke the Brahman in a particular form and they think that is the form. But in the invocation of the form, they have to understand that Brahman is infinite. Mayatadamidam sarvam jagad avyakta murtina mastani sarva bhutani. All I am pervading the entire universe, and that's what is Vishnu. Vishnu means sarva vyapaka. Sarvayapakatvat Vishnu, one who pervades everything. Therefore, one who pervades means is infinite beyond the names and forms. Yet, through the names and forms, I can invoke him, because Vishwam is also, world is also him only, but that understanding has to be there in my upasana. So, the prayer in the temple of a particular form is only to understand that he is in all forms, and to develop that the mind, which is the expansion of the mind, that everything is nothing but Lord himself. For that training you have to go through the karma yoga, then upasana yoga. Then afterwards, once you have come mature enough, the mind is ready to learn, inquire further with a jignasu. That means he wants to know the real truth of nature of Brahman. Then only to him the scripture comes, says, Yat chachusha na pasyati, ena chachum se pasyati, tadeva brahma tvam viddhi, nedam edidam upasate. So, nedam edidam upasate. This is not that what you have been worshipping so far. Idam upasate. This that you are worshipping is not the totality, not Brahman. Why? Because Brahman cannot be in the form. Any form is limited. That which is pervading every form cannot be infinite, cannot do any upasana, because in the very upasana involved, there is upasaka and upasyam, and the process upasana itself. That means it is limited by the upasaka is different from upasyam, and upasana is different. The processes are different, and the known distinctions are there. And that is being pointed out in the next sloka 241 of the Viveka Chudamani that we will take now. Jnatru jnana jnaya sunyam, Jnatru jnana jnaya sunyam, Anantam nirvikalpakam, Anantam nirvikalpakam. Kevala akhanda chinmatram, Kevala akhanda chinmatram, Param tattvam vidurbudhaha, Param tattvam vidurbudhaha. So, Jnatur jnana jnaya sunyam. Sunyam, it is devoid of, it doesn't have any Jnatru jnana jnayam. So, there is knower, known and knowing. That means there is a pramata, prameyam and pramana. All that are part of Vyavaharika Satyam, and that is beyond that. So who is the knower there? There is no knower also. Knower comes with respect to the known and the process of knowing. Then who am I? Who am I? I am a knower when knowing takes place, but I am even the knower is also a vesham that I take, but I am beyond the knower, known and the knowledge dual, or the triad itself. The triputi called says, in anything there are always triputi. Say, I am the doer. There is a karta, karma, kriya. Those are the triputi. That means the triad is there in everything. So, in all transactions, there is always the doer is different from the action, which is different from the acting. So, all three are there. Even in the knowledge also, I know chemistry. Chemistry is different from me, and I am a knower, and chemistry is object of knowledge, and I need a chemistry teaching, or a pramana is required through science of chemistry. I need to learn the nature of the chemical properties of the whole world. So that's what is essentially Jnatru, the Jnana, Jnayam, and all objective knowledge of that. But this Brahman is beyond Jnatru Jnana Jnayam. And then why you ask me to go to a teacher and ask for knowledge? Teacher is going to teach this. That is, you are beyond the Jnatru Jnana Jnayam Sunyam. So, the very inquiry into that I want to know itself becomes a problem. But I need a Vedanta to teach that I don't need to know. And as long as I want to know, because I have wrong notions about myself and the world and the Jagat, I need a teaching to remove the wrong notions, not to establish, not to know Brahman. Brahman is self-revealing. Once I remove all the ajnana vritti, the ignorance, all the ignorance generated, the notions about the Brahman, about myself and about the world. For that only the Vedanta becomes Pramanam. So Vedantic knowledge will remove the ignorance, and in the process the Brahman is self-revealing. As the example we have, that sun is self-revealing once the clouds are removed, and even the existence of the cloud is due to sun. And even this that the clouds are covering, therefore I cannot see the sun. Even the seeing of clouds is also due to the sunlight only. But at the same time I say I cannot see. So even though I say I am ignorant, how do you know? I know I am ignorant. That's why I go to a teacher, please teach me. So even the Vedanta also, so for that only you approach a teacher and pariprasnena, ask appropriate questions. I ought to ask appropriate questions. I should have a knowledge. So for that only I have to have some knowledge to know. At the same time I do not know completely what is the nature of it. There is something that needs to be known, and for that, because I have wrong notions about myself and about the world and about the Ishvara and about Brahman. Therefore, scripture becomes a pramana, and through a teacher, the scripture itself is getting revealed. Therefore, I should have the faith that the teacher knows what he is talking about. That means he knows the scriptural teaching and is established in the knowledge with the clear knowledge, because if he himself has a doubt, then he cannot communicate to me properly. So he should have the clear understanding, and then only he will be able to give me clear knowledge of what it is, and through the teacher I should know what is the nature of the Brahman. Therefore I should have the Shraddha. Shraddha means the faith that what my teacher that is teaching Vedanta and knows the Vedanta, and the Vedanta says what Vedanta says is absolutely true, and this is in fact is required. The point to note is why people cannot realize, even though they have been studying the Vedanta for many years. This is, if you ask the question, have you realized Brahman? They will say no. Why? Because they still have doubts about the nature. So in the teaching is essentially what you are doing, the upasana is not the Brahman. So then say what is Brahman? It says indicative definition, chachusha napasyati, yena chachum sepasyati, tadeva Brahma. So what is Brahman? That alone is Brahman, and not this what you are worshipping. So what is that Brahman? That which eyes cannot see, the chachusha napasyati. So any form cannot be. So any perceptual thing, chachusha means not only through the eyes, through the ears. So anything that is perceived and perceivable. So I saw Lord Krishna or Lord Vishnu, then that's not the Brahman. Why? Because the scripture says, Yachachusha napasyati, not that you cannot see Brahman in the form of Vishnu by upasana, but even that when he comes, he has to teach that same thing, Chachusha napasyati. That's what he has to teach also, where what you see is not Brahman, but what that Brahman is, Chachusha napasyati, ena chachum sepasyati, that because of which you are able to see. That means you are a conscious entity. So consciousness illumining through the mind, buddhi, and through the reflection Chidabhasa, you are able to, and using the sense objects, you are able to see. But the original supporting is pure consciousness, without which you cannot see. That alone is Brahman. And Vedanta is now a pramana to lift our eyes or lift our vision to that, because of which I am able to see, because of which I am able to think, because of which I am able to hear, because of which I am able to function, because of which I am able to be alive also, including I can talk, I can see, I can fold my hand, I can blink. All that is possible only because of that. And that is what is Jnatrugyana Jnaya Sunyam. So it's not a Sunyavadam, but it is beyond the knower, known, knowing Trinity. I can know at the same time, I need not know also. What is known is, I know I am Brahman, and the knowledge is Aham, Aham, Aham Tvaya Spurati Hrutsvayam Paramapurnasad. Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi says when the ego I am is gone or surrendered, then says Ahaminasha Bhag Jahamaham Taya. So aham taya is spontaneously I am without any qualifications. Any qualifications is finitization, because only finite things have the qualities. Therefore I am, aham taya. There is spurati, spontaneously raises in the mind. In the mind is because the mind has a wrong notion as I am this. Now this is dropped, only I am comes without any qualifications. And therefore it is not sunyam, it is that which is anantam, which is infinite, nirvikalpam. It is without any winning the kalpana, any thoughts also. So with the thoughts, without the thoughts are not the problem here. We'll go into that detail. And kevala akhanda chinmatram, it is pure, unbroken, undifferentiated, pure consciousness, where there is no difference of conscious. Off is not there, it is consciousness itself. And consciousness is pure knowledge, jnana swarupam. So we cannot define what is jnanam. So what is knowledge? Knowledge cannot be defined, because if you go to Google and ask for what is knowledge, they will tell you knowledge is knowing of some objective knowledge only they define, because that's all they can define. So what is knowledge without any objectification, without any specifying knowledge something, then we cannot define it. Says the knowledge itself is akhandam, it is pure chaitanya swarupam, therefore it cannot be known. So asatoma sadgamaya, tamasoma jyotirgamaya, mrutyurma amrutam gamaya. So tamasoma jyotirgamaya, please lead me from ignorance to knowledge. So what ignorance of what? Is it chemistry or physics or biology? It's nothing is specified. So ignorance of what? It is a mula vidya, ignorance of the truth. What is the truth? That which is not negatable, as we will see later. So that is essentially being pointed out here. So this akhanda, kevala akhanda chinmatram and param tattvam, that is of the supreme nature. There is nothing beyond. Once you know it, jnatva naparangem, knowing which there is nothing beyond to know. And that which cannot be gained anymore, and that is the ultimate. And viduhu buddhaha viduhu, the wise people, they know that this is the truth. So how do they know? That means they understood that they are the totality itself, and that understanding comes because of the knowing that I am the totality, and jnata jnana jnaya sunyam and anantam and nirvikalpam. Nirvikalpam means there is no thoughts in that, there is no modifications in that, no vikalpana means no modifications of that, and that is the absolute nature of the truth. So what is nirvikalpa samadhi? Nirvikalpa samadhi is that without any thought process. But how do I know that thought process cannot be a thought process? Because I am that because of which all thinking also can take place. I am beyond the thoughts. I am that because of which all thinking can do. Yan manasara manute yenahur manomatam tadeva brahmatvam viddhi nedam yedidam upasate. That alone is Brahman, and that has to be recognized. And that's where it says jnatu jnana jnaya sunyam anantam nirvikalpakam kevala akhanda chinmatram param tattvam viduhu buddhaha viduhu. That means the wise people know through what? Because they have approached, they have their teachers who are wise, and from the teachers through Vedanta Srotavya by Sravanam, Mananam and Nididhyasanam. There are no shortcuts here. You have to listen to the scriptures. How long? Until the scripture is crystal clear. So the prolonged length of time study under the teacher, that's called Srotavyaha. And Mantavyaha. To make sure there are no doubts, you have to reflect on the teaching. And even after understanding it, the vasanas still make you think what you taught is not really real. Therefore I had to contemplate on it, on knowing that that is real, but because of the previous raga dveshas, I am still taking the vyavahara as real, and that's what we had to do, nididhyasana, and that's what being taught here. We'll continue this in the next talk. With this we stop here. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.